Hey, hi everyone. How are you today? I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. How are you? Did you tune into yourself today? Did you tune into your heart and say, how are you feeling? Because our emotions are so important. Our feelings are so important. Let's give value to them. We are sacred beings of light. So, everyone who is here, welcome. Light workers, star seeds, the late timeline arrivals. How is everyone? So, are you realizing this big shift that's going on? Do you feel like energy is changing in the world? Do you feel like there's glitches in the timeline? What is your interpretation of this? Write in the chat and let us know. And where you're coming from, of course. I'm in New York. I'm 45 minutes outside of Manhattan. So today is October 4th. In the Matrix work week, it's Tuesday. And today, the weather here in New York is, well, we had some rain. We're supposed to get more rain. I don't know what it's like for you, but you know what? It's not so bad. I think it's maybe in the 50s. And I love seasonal changes. I don't know how you feel. Everybody let me know what's going on with you today. So, I did have a dream last night, and it was actually with one of my friends, and I was in this enormous house, and there was three it was my house actually, which was pretty exciting that I had this huge house, and there was three different doorways down this corridor, which I find fascinating. Like, what's behind each of those doors? Like, is that a pathway or a portal to some other realm in my dream? So did I astral project? My dreams, because I'm going to sleep with love in my heart, and I've spoken about how important this is, crucial, it's essential. I'm making this a suggestion, but I'm just saying what's going on is I've had people online here and friends of mine, and they've had these psychic attacks. Which, what is that exactly? That means that while you're sleeping, some kind of evil entity, its presence is very known. Usually it doesn't speak, it's all dressed in black. And there's some kind of little terminology for that, which is like a Mr. Smith, an Agent Smith, a black hat, literally because they're wearing all black. Now, it sounds harmless if you say it like that. However, when you're in the dream, there's this really dark energy. And it's very strong and it's frightening. So my suggestion is, when you go to sleep, and I've been hearing this by other YouTubers and other people in my niche field, they say, and it's working for me, is when you go to sleep, right before you go to sleep, think love, 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 love in your heart, and you won't be attacked because you're vulnerable. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if, of course, it resonates with you. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light, because I'm all about living in the light. So Joe Hollywood, what did you say? The sun's solar flares will affect the weather and rain in the next couple of days. The weather forecast says heavy rain. It might not rain. Interesting. Well, you know what, Joe Hollywood, I have to say there's definitely some truth to the solar flares, because you can sense that there's the shifting of the guard, the shifting of the times. And it's about time, because there's been a lot of destruction and struggling and pain on this new earth Gaia. And it's about time that the evil goes in the dumpster. Like I say, the matrix, this illusion, which we've wrongly perceived what reality is. It's a distorted perception. So humanity has been unbeknownst to them, they've been living in this trapped, simulated reality. It's mind control and programming. And I mentioned that quite a bit. And you know what? Maybe not everyone understands what the term matrix is. The matrix is this reality. So, like, if you imagine here is a box, and there's a whole environment and world that lives in the box. there's beings that live in the box, and they have 4 walls and a ceiling, and they just basically, that's their existence. It's all controlled. And that's how we've been living. We've been living very controlled. And we're not really expanding our awareness. We're highly advanced beings of light, highly advanced. And now that there's the shift coming online, which we are all awakening, we're like, oh, I'm sleeping up. Now I'm awake. I'm awake that this reality that we've been living, this physical reality, is not the only choice out there, because we've never, ever had a chance to actually think for ourselves. We were directed. We were told, go over there, stand in that line, do this, do that. Be involved in this system or structure since we were born. It's supposed to rain a lot here in Colorado last night, but nothing. Really? Well, it rained today and I lost my Wi-Fi, so I didn't know if I was going to be doing this 11 o'clock, and I just had hope, and here I am. So the 11th hour. These are the subjects I'm going to cover today. 11th hour, hollow earth, synthetic telepathy. Of course, I'll be doing a visualization, touching on angels, and psychic phenomenon. What is a charged impulse? Well, those are our feelings and our emotions, and that is how we can receive thought transference, is because our thoughts have a charged impulse. There's feelings attached to them, and that's how you are able to relay someone else's mindset, what they're thinking, their personality. You will have vibrations that you encounter from a person that you're tuning into. And maybe if you're not tuning in, the more you practice, the better you get at psychic phenomenon. So the 11th hour, why am I bringing up? Hi, Alexandra. Thanks for coming from New York. I'm in New York too. So the 11th hour. Do you feel that we're at the 11th hour right now? You know, I say that the evil is hanging on the window, like the cat in that photo that we've all seen. Hanging on. Evil is hanging on until the 11th hour. But I'm going to say, I'm going to send the 11th hour into the direction of light. So the 11th hour is the last possible time. Well, if you're here with us right now, you've realized that the reality that we've been living in is a simulation. It is an illusion. We've been living in an illusion. We've been living in mind control. So when we were born, we were put into these systems and we were given information, and that we spit it back out. We weren't asked, what do you think? Or how are you feeling? In fact, our emotions were crushed. And if we had too much emotion, we were given medication. So the 11th hour, the last minute, here you are. Now, is it the last minute? Is this the last minute before the matrix goes into the dumpster? This physical reality goes into the dumpster? Well, I have to tell you, I'm coming from the perception of the angelic realm, the spiritual realm, and I can tell you that maybe the new world, this new reality that we're going to embark on, isn't visible quite yet, but you can see there's signs. There's signs of change going on. People are getting a little bit more aware of what's going on in the world. And there is 10% that are awakened. Now, obviously, if you're here with us, welcome. You're one of the light workers or the star seeds, or you are a late time arrival on this timeline. Oh, Joe Hollywood. The news is that the GF channeling yesterday says that the old Earth will be here for 8 more years. This mostly confirms the solar flash. Well, I have to tell you, do you know, I heard the same thing. However, they're saying that it's going to be here, which means that there'll still be some left. It doesn't mean that we'll be living in the old Earth, because guess what? People are not going to wait till 2030, because there's going to be some kind of trial. They're going to try to reset us in a different direction, like we spoke about yesterday. And that lost civilization of Tataria, what was that? Where is Tataria? How come it's never written in the books? in the history books because they were exterminated and they made this reality. So they're going to try to do that again. So that's going to take a little bit too long. So we are changing right now. The matrix is going in the dumpster and we are having a new earth right now. New Earth Gaia. So the latest possible time before it's too late, right before you're all hitting the 11th hour, here we are, we're embarking on our new reality. Do you see your destiny in front of you? Are you keeping your eye on the prize? I want you to keep your eye on the prize and let's live in this moment. Live in this moment. I have higher hopes for us, Joe Hollywood, than this. I need to study the Bible and Times info again. But you know what? We can't wait for someone to save us. We can't wait for the solar flash. We have personal power. Our thoughts are very positive. We can change it and make it happen faster. It's all about our thoughts. And when we all have the same consciousness, when we have unified our thoughts, where I say, I want this new reality to come, and you say you want the new reality to come, and then your thoughts are very powerful. And so then you're thinking that, and then your neighbor will, and then your whole town will, because you know what's going on? What's going on is people are seeing that some of what they were told in the last few years is false. 2 plus 2 is no longer equaling 4, it's equaling F. So this shift on Earth, this move from one state to another, let's prepare and be ready. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that it's not going to matter how much stuff you have. It's not going to matter what you look like, and it's not going to matter what job you have. Because this new Earth Gaia is going to have a new reality. So those structures that are going into the dumpster are not going to be valuable anymore. So everything's going to shift. Now, anyone who's joining us, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, if it resonates with you, and write in the chat. We're hearing from Alexandra and Joe Hollywood, and I'm loving hearing from everyone. We all have to join together. So, this delayed arrival of the 11th hour, it had to come this way because you know what? It takes time. I speak of energetic patterns, and your energetic pattern is where you travel every day. It's what you do. It's how you do your tasks. It's who you visit. It's where you work. And it's how you do all these things. So your energetic pattern is very firm. It's kind of rooted in your existence after a while. And the more you do the same patterns over and over, the stronger your energetic pattern is. So it's going to take time physically for people, for beings, to shift their energetic pattern. However, I just want to say that evil is basically leaving the earth. They're not allowed here anymore. Their energy is being taken. So there's a lot of positivity coming on the earth. And if you understand how important you are, how you are a sacred being of light, and we speak of love, and that is essential. That is essential to creating this new Earth Gaia, for it to be in the physical realm. Because what that world is all about, as the three-dimensional reality shrinks, like in that Wizard of Oz where the wicked witch had water thrown on her and she was, I'm shrinking. Well, the three-dimensional earth is shrinking like the wicked witch. And as it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and it shrinks and it recoils and it scales down and it gets reduced, more light is coming onto the earth. It is replacing it. Now, all of these systems must crumble. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to feel, this is why I'm saying we must prepare. We are going to feel a loss. Is it going to be a long time? Heck no. Of course not. Because guess what? You're going to see what's your destiny. Your destiny is going to come to you closer and faster. Now, the more that you live in love and you accept yourself, which means it's a little more complicated than what I'm saying. It's more like all the stuff that you've had throughout your life, and the stuff that maybe was a little naughty, you're not so proud of, or maybe it was so traumatic that it hurt your heart and you were like, oh my God, I can't even look at it. Oh my God, it makes me cry if I think about it. Or you just feel like, like this, like this very frozen feeling, and you're blocked. When you awaken, like we are here right now, we're coming together at the 11th hour as things are changing, this big, huge shift that's coming on the earth. It's taking over every single structure. You're going to see structures crumble. Now, if you're feeling like that about something that happened to you, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to deal with it. And that's what's called dark night of the soul. When you awaken and you have all these ascension symptoms and you're feeling like, wow, I feel great today. Tomorrow you might have a little down day because you're dealing with some of your stuff from the past. How do I recommend you deal with it? Well, what I did was I just went to it and I said, fine, I'm going to look right at it. I'm going to own it. All the parts of me. And I had like, my soul was all over the place. I had this trauma, I had this issue, and I had changed myself so many times, and I left parts of me behind. Now they're all caught up and I'm all together. I'm whole now. And I also mentioned a few weeks ago that I had a miracle. I'll read that 1 second, Joe. I had a miracle. I believe in miracles. How did this miracle happen? It's divine intervention. It's I believe that, it's basically getting tapped on your heart, tapped on your being, and something wonderful is going to happen to you. It's an extraordinary event. Was there leading up warning signs that I was going to have a miracle happen to me? Absolutely. And what were they? Well, I dreamt of angels. I speak of angels all the time. Now that's what I believe. I'm not saying that we all have to believe this. I'm just saying these angels have been here protecting us, helping us, humanity, to come to light, to come to love. And for us, hi Hamano, thanks for joining us. So we have Hamano from Transylvania, and we have Joe Hollywood coming from Colorado Springs. Four Horsemen, 7 years. Yeah, I do know that about. I know about the Four Horsemen, Joe Hollywood. Seals of Revelation and beasts coming were scary, and we can all. Okay, so the beasts are already on Earth. If you look around, have you looked around lately? Have you looked around at some of these kooky videos that are online and some of the stuff that's going on? It's alarming. And now, have I seen it with my own eyes? And I speak of this. I say, who's listening and watching the news on the television? It's entertainment. There's advertisers paying for that. And I can't believe it unless I see it with my own eyes. Do I know what's going across the world? No. Do I believe there's 8 billion people on this planet? Well, they say there is. I don't know unless I see it for myself. So what I see and what I'm experiencing is love matters. So when we love ourselves to begin with, we have self-love. So if you feel in a bad place today, the archangels are all real. Lucifer in the name of the race of being from another. Yes, and Lucifer has gained traction because he's taken all the demonic energies and all the dark forces, and it's like this big pile of poop. It's floating around and it's trying to suck people in. And so that's why we talk about, and I'm going to get onto synthetic telepathy today and hollow earth. And so if we can tune into ourselves and love ourselves, number one, that will change a lot. 2, trust your decision making. If you feel like someone presents something before you, maybe it's a question, maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a romance, and you say, Now you could have fear, and that's why you're kind of doubting it. But let's say it's not fear. Let's just say you're looking at this, whatever it is, this circumstance, and you look at it and you say, that doesn't really, I feel uncomfortable about that. then that means you don't have enough information to make a decision, or you might want to opt out. And so that's my suggestion, to trust yourself. You have a knowing. And as I say, whatever information is coming to you is meant to come to you. We each have a vibration. We're running on a certain frequency. So we are attracting into our life information, people, opportunities, and stuff that's meant for you. And so take a look at everything that comes. And as I say, if you hear it once and you're like, I don't know, then you hear it twice, then it takes some looking at. Is it a warning? Is it something that you have to acknowledge? Is it something that you may be denying? Let's be aware. And we say this. It's very important to be aware. Now, how do you become more aware? Well, you're going to release any kind of old thought beliefs and thought attachments. These belief systems, we were told things. So unconsciously, we've been programmed for a very long time. Now, today I made my bed. Now, how did I know to make my bed? Well, I was raised to make your bed. Now, would I have known that if I was born and I came onto this earth? Maybe I'd have that information, but I don't know if that's the information that I'd be having from the time I was born. So everything that we know is programmed into us. And that's why I really kind of say dispense with the television unless you're watching things that are expanding your mind, something that's fun and entertaining, because really it's just more programming. It's repetitive. And guess what? It's advertising. People are making money off of you. I don't really want people to make money off of me. I don't like commercials. I really don't. It's not my thing. I grew up auditioning for commercials. I know what commercials are. You're selling stuff. I don't want someone to sell me stuff. Now, if I go out into my community, or if I decide to read something and there's something there that I want to purchase, or maybe I see someone and I say, oh, I really like what they're wearing, then maybe I'll be interested in it. But don't sell me anything. I don't want to be sold anything. Life's most difficult enough. So what is your purpose and what is your passion is what we really need to kind of conquer here. What is your purpose here? So the more that we let go of this sack of, I say it's this big sack that's attached to you. You know, where is it attached to? Is it attached to your head? Is it attached to your heart? And you're giving it life, this big sack of thought attachments and beliefs. Now, we're going to cut that off and leave it at the side of the road. We're going to leave anything behind that isn't serving us right now. Now, what's serving us right now? Whatever's going on right here in this moment. How are you going to reach your destiny? How are you going to find out your mission and your purpose? If you're carrying around all this stuff and you're giving it life and you're listening to programming, because guess what? That's all conforming. Let's be rebels. Let's be those pack of rebels that believe there's another reality, not the rebels that cause havoc out there. The rebels that believe there's another reality. Are you with me, light workers and starseeds? Thanks for being here today. Alexandra, Hamano, Joe Hollywood. We're going across the globe, aren't we? So this birth of a new life that you're embarking on, that you're going to have a plan. You must have a plan. Now, what am I meaning by that, a plan? Well, if you close your eyes and you open your eyes back up and you see nothing here is what it seems, and you have more choices. You're not used to having all these choices. You've been enslaved. You've been a prisoner of this matrix, this linear world, this three-dimensional timeline. So when you open your eyes and you see, oh my gosh, I have all these choices. What am I going to do? Well, at first you're going to say, oh, wow, I'm kind of scared. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? I don't know what to do. Is someone going to tell me what to do? No. You have all the answers within you. You have personal power. You're not going to be saved by anyone else. You're going to save yourself. We are saving ourselves. We are here on this new earth Gaia now, and we are awakened. Now, if you've just become awakened and you're realizing you're looking at things, it takes time to get acclimated to this new way of thinking. And the new way of thinking is we've been enslaved, we've been told what to do, and now we have all these choices. So, what is your plan for the future? If you could do anything, now, do I believe that it's going to be like we're going to lose power and all these bad things are going to happen? And no, I think there's going to be some warning signs of things crumbling. But really, in the physical realm, it's already started. Now, I've spoken of some kooky things and some as they say, sci-fi. Are there clones? Are there reptilians? Are there extraterrestrials that are already here? And they are in positions of power. I don't know, but I have to tell you that I really don't trust people in positions of power because they're not really out for my best interest, are they? Who's out for my best interest? Well, I am. Usually people in positions of power, it's all about how much money they're going to make. That's what we've been taught. That's what's been going on. Get out of my way. I'm stepping on your head. I'm going to get what I want. That's what we've been taught. We haven't been taught love. We haven't been taught let's have our emotions and feelings. And what exactly do you want to do? And you know what? I'm really looking forward to having a lot of fun in the new Earth Gaia. There's many plants and animals out there aren't up here. Blue colors are richer. The soul and planets are healthier than this. Well, you know what? Thanks for sharing that, Joe Hollywood. You're very insightful. You have a lot of information. Are you a writer? Do you write? Are you writing articles and posting them online? Because I think you have some valuable information. You have a perspective. You have an original perspective. So this matrix illusion, we've been wrongly perceived, this deceptive appearance, and humanity has been unknowingly trapped. And now we're not trapped. So we're thinking, we're going to quantum leap to our destiny. So we're tuning into love. We are having an invisible line surrounding us, 12 inches from our body, and no one's allowed to come into our physical reality, our emotional, our mental, and our spiritual, unless we give permission. And if someone comes in and you don't feel comfortable, you say, you know what? No, not right now. We're allowed to say no. We can say no. I'm a sacred being of light, and so are you. You are worthy. You are lovable. So let's not be self-critical anymore. Let's realize we're worthy. It doesn't matter what we have. It doesn't matter what we look like. And it doesn't matter what we do in this physical reality. We are beautiful beings of light. So now that this new Earth Gaia is here and the three-dimensional reality has shrunk, let's believe there's going to be, because it's our thoughts, right? So we're going to imagine an enjoyable place, light on earth. Everyone else is going to awaken. There's going to be valleys of green, light on the dawn, blue waters, vivid colors, a place of solitude. Peace on earth is what I believe is coming. And, I'm going to move on to now, speaking of this concept of the hollow earth. And, the more that you get out there and the more that you are kind of watching some of these videos and you're tuning into some of this conspiracy theory, sci-fi, but it's really truth, you find that there's beings out there that believe there's three different possible earths. Is it a hollow earth? Is it a flat earth? Is the earth round? And so I spoke a few weeks ago about flat earth and, the flat earthers, and they believe that the earth is flat. It's a plane or a disc shape. And, I'm I'm here from a neutral perspective. I'm not saying something either way. These so-called end of times, everything is better. People are happier. Things are moneyed. Yes. That's very true. Joe Hollywood just brought up a point. Moving forward, evil, how did we learn about evil? Why does every fairy tale have a villain? Why does there always have to be a villain? Now, I know there's good and evil, but that's what we've been raised to believe. And that's kind of why I brought up Tartaria yesterday, because they had free energy. They actually spoke telepathically. They didn't they didn't use gas and oil for power. They had free energy, and they utilized water and ether, and they built domes on the top of buildings, these domes on top of these towers. And somehow, like Nikola Tesla, all his inventions, I believe he was on the way to creating free energy. There's also been out there, if you look, there's been men that have invented cars that run on water, and guess what happened? Their patents were bought out, because guess what? Then people wouldn't make any money. It's just the same in all these structures and all these systems. They're all about stepping on your head and making money and keeping us enslaved. So back to the hollow earth theory. What exactly is the hollow earth theory? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if, of course, you choose to. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. Oh, by the way, I want to mention I'm going to be doing a couple of upcoming YouTube videos, and I just wanted to share with you, I'm going to be working with 2 other hosts. That's one, and we're probably going to be doing weekly videos, and they're going to be uploaded on my channel. And also, I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow with Angie Tillman, and she is from Georgia. And I think we're recording it. So that's going to be on I'll probably have clips on my YouTube channel, or I'll speak of it, and you can find that. And she's actually an entrepreneur and a chef, which for me, that's wonderful, because I have no cooking skills at all. Over the weekend, I couldn't even make pancakes. It's not something that comes naturally to me. I make so much batter that in case I've burnt them all, there's something left. So that's one of my, not one of my talents. I'm trying, I need a recipe. I have to sit there with a recipe and a timer. And so my poor loved one, he's not really getting much cooking out of me. I'm just not a cook. I can't, I'm trying. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that video with Angie. So hollow earth theory. What is that? Well, it's the concept of the earth, that it's hollow. And so here's the earth, right? And so it's the concept that the whole inside is empty space. And now this was something that was originally conceived in folklore and mythology. And, I'm sure that you've seen some of these films, and they have, they say that there's, journey to the center of the earth, or this whole concept that the earth is there's living beings inside of the earth. Now, originally, this concept came up in 1692 by Edmund Halley, and he believed that the earth was hollow, and within it was a second sphere with another field. And then later, he proposed that the earth was composed of 4 spheres inside another, and that life lived inside the earth. Now, can I say that's not possible? No, I can't. Because at this point, I'm starting to wonder if there's this dome over planet Earth, and beyond the clouds, what's beyond the clouds? Because we know now that we never landed on the moon, that was fake. That was a movie set. And we know that, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh my gosh, it's not in my mind. Somebody will pop it in there. And that we never landed on the moon, and that was made up. And NASA was actually created by Project Paperclip. I don't know if you know that. Project Paperclip was when, after World War II, they took 1,200, wait, how many Nazi scientists from Germany and brought them here, and we utilized them as our scientists, and that's how we formed NASA and the space program. And so, I don't know what to believe. I think there's a lot of lies out there of what we've been told, and they've told us what they want us to know. And so it's all for their own benefits. So the hollow earth, I don't know. I don't know if the earth is hollow. I haven't traveled beyond, lands up into the air. I've been in planes. I don't know if the earth is flat or it's round, an ellipsoid, or a geoid. I don't know. What do you think? Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So the Edmund Halley came up with this concept of hollow earth. They also are now saying, is Mars hollow? And there is life on Mars. So a Mars rock was discovered in Antarctica. There's a whole nother, who knows about Antarctica? Never a straight answer, NASA. Fair enough. It's, you know what? NASA is like a cartoon. Now, if The Simpsons spoke about it, then maybe we should good one on. If the Sims, we have to question anything because of The Simpsons. So hollow earth, I don't know. I don't believe that there's living below us. However, there are tunnels. They say that there's tunnels, right? There's DUMS tunnels below the earth where they have enough food, to take care of feeding a lot of people in case something bad happens, a cataclysmic event. So I don't know what to believe. I'm just putting information out there. So hollow earth, this concept that the earth is hollow. Flat earth, the earth is a plane or a disc shape, and then earth is round, an ellipsoid, or a geoid. We don't know. I know that I'm here right now in this physical reality. Now, if you're having trouble really reaching your destiny or seeing your destiny, it starts with living in the moment. And so how do you live in the moment? Let's say you have all these thoughts that are circling your mind, or you feel overwhelmed, or you're holding your breath because you're so stressed out. Well, you've got to let go. You've got to let go of a breath. You have to find some kind of calmness within your being. Now, maybe that just takes 2 seconds. Maybe you just say, like when I say your intention matters, and intention is a commitment to do your best, a good intention. And so before I start, I do this. And I connect all the parts of me to have a good intention. Maybe you need to do that. And you have to let go of any thought attachments to be in this moment. So if you want to create your destiny, you want to be in this moment, I'm suggesting that you visualize exactly what you want. And we've spoken about the 3 steps to manifesting. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it in your sock drawer. 2, visualize it with all your senses. You must reach joy. You must feel joy in your heart if you're thinking of your destiny, because we can have thoughts about what we want, but how are we feeling? It all has to be in sync. We must have alignment. If you're saying, well, that doesn't work, Mary, that's not working for me, I can't manifest it that way. Well, time isn't, it's about how long it's going to take, but are you really clear? Are you really believing what you want to manifest your destiny? Now, I see what I want. It's very clear to me. And the more clear that I am with my thoughts, words, and actions, the faster I will reach my destiny. Now, how do you know you're on your way to your destiny? Well, synchronicity starts to take form. You start to get validated. As soon as you decide, I want that wholeheartedly, everything will start to come in your direction. The universe will help you make that a reality. So it's one, write it down on a piece of paper, put it in your sock drawer, tell no one. Tell no one what you want, because they won't intentionally ruin your plan or sabotage you, but they might, even your very best, closest friend, because they might not believe you can do it because they're not doing it. Our destiny is personal. It's related to our thoughts. It's related to our spirit and our heart and what we were born with. It's our purpose. It's our mission. So let's write it down, visualize it, only have joy when you think of it. And you're thinking of it with all your senses. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Everything. And then the third step to manifesting is going to be talking about it like you already have it. And what do? I say I'm going to manifest a yellow shiny car. So first I write it down on a piece of paper. I put it in my sock drawer. I tell no one. 2, I say, I can see my shiny car, and I see in my mind, and I have joy in my heart about it. So I know I can attain it. And I see it, and I smell it, what it smells like, it's the new leather, the fresh air when the top is down. And then I speak about it like I already have it. Well, my yellow shiny car is like this neon yellow. Everyone's going to see me coming. As I grow older, I'll be this old lady driving around in this shiny yellow car, and everyone's going to know me wherever I go. And I'm probably going to get lots of tickets because I might go a little fast on the highway. No, that's not true because I really don't drive fast, but I might get lots of tickets because everyone's going to notice me if I make a traffic mistake. So I speak about it like I already have my shiny yellow car, and that's how you're going to manifest. Hey, Tommy, how are you? Thanks for coming and joining us today. You're home. Oh, okay. I hope you're feeling better. So Joe Hollywood, sending you love and light, Tommy. So the mantle is honeycombed with just the core being hollow, surrounding the artificial sun. Okay, well, thank you for telling us that. I appreciate that, Joe Hollywood. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we've covered 11th hour. The 11th hour, here we are at the 11th hour. And what does that mean? Well, it's kind of the moments before the sun goes down, isn't it? And we enter evening. It's time for us to prepare. It's time for us to know that this new reality that's going to take form that we haven't quite seen yet, there's little glimpses of it. You can see it in the distance. You can see people are speaking out a little bit more. They're not censored as much. I mean, I am shadow banned on Twitter, and I can't post earlier at the evening the night before. I have glitches the whole entire show if I say what I'm talking about. But there's little glimpses. There's more of us coming online. More of your feelings and your thoughts are becoming more evident. You're looking out and you're saying, I don't know if I think that's true anymore. They lie to us. And you know what? Some of the stuff that we're seeing on the television is so unpleasant. We're like, it's crisis, 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 crisis. Fear, 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 fear. What does fear do? Well, fear prevents us from reaching our destiny. Fear blocks us. It stops us in our tracks. And fear is a way of controlling, isn't it? So it's like when the parent says to the kid, don't do that or I'm going to punish you. The kid has fear. There's a consequence, right? It's a warning. So you know what? Let's be fearless. What are our mantras? I say, I am strong, I am brave, I'm courageous, I am powerful. And then I add, I am patient. Because I've learned to have a little bit more patience. Patience is really significant. If you want to get somewhere, you have to have patience. So let's move on to some interesting information that I uncovered yesterday. Is it going to be about extraterrestrials? No. I love talking about extraterrestrials, but that's not what it is. So I can say one thing about extraterrestrials. So if you have had any contact, any telepathic contact, now maybe you had contact with some very pleasant looking extraterrestrials. I think this is Anunnaki. Not so nice, those Anunnaki. That's one thing, be open to it. As I say, be open, have willingness to accept another reality, another way of thinking, another possibility. Because if you don't have that willingness, then nothing new is going to come into your reality. That's why I say ask for angels, ask to be awakened, ask for your destiny, ask, and you shall receive. Because really, asking is the second step after thinking, isn't it? And when we ask, somehow, miraculously, there goes those miracles, it comes into our lives. So let's be open to that. So synthetic telepathy, what the heck is that? Synthetic telepathy. I wondered about this, and here it came, the information came. Now I've spoken about telepathy with you. I've spoken about how we are together working on our psychic phenomenon. It's mind to mind, right? Thought transference. We spoke about impressions. They're charged impulses. That's how we can tune into someone. That's how we can read. That's how we can have token object reading, and we can read and have an impression from a possession of someone else's. That's the good side of telepathy. The bad side of telepathy. Well, I found out about synthetic telepathy. What is that? It's conscious brain-to-brain communication between humans through the use of technology. This exists. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And so what exactly is this? Yeah, it's what you think it is. It's brain-computer interface. It's the processes in which human brains link with human thinking for the artificial intelligence and mind reading. And so this is what's been happening. If it's online, that means it's already been going on. So when did this begin? Well, there's been patents since 1974, and I read on one, I'm not going to recite it, but in 2004. And this is exactly what I've been referring to about psychic attacks. Like, how are these thoughts coming into our minds? How are people being told to do crimes? How are they acting out? Well, I have to tell you, they're not doing what we're doing. They're not having an idea about knowing the difference between your thoughts and someone else's thoughts. So someone is tampering with their minds. Someone's tampering with their thoughts. And how are they doing that? They're doing that through technology. So the Army gave $4 million grant to research at University of California to study synthetic telepathy. The psychic communication would be computer directed. So the computer would direct you in what to do. It would give you thoughts. It would send thoughts to your mind. You would think a message, and then the computer would decode it, and then it would translate your brain waves. So then it can translate your brain waves and send you another message back. This is already going on. So the past data suggests the Pentagon admits that NSA, National Security Agency, the DIA, Defense Advanced Agency, DARPA, the FBI, has the ability through technology to pick private thoughts. and broadcast via satellites, television, radio, and the internet and the phone. The brain's electrical impulses, exactly what we've been talking about. I've said we have charged impulses, and that's how you can have telepathy. Well, guess what? I said 60 years. This information's been around at least 60 years. I'm reading books about it. So, of course, the government knows about it. So, what are they doing? They're doing it to control. Why are they doing it to control? Because they want to own us. They want to enslave us. They want to keep us in this matrix. And so these patents that have been around since 1974, my theory, the sun's gravity is okay, I like that. I'm going to read about that, Joel Hollywood. Joel Hollywood sharing with us about the sun's gravity. He says, my theory is the sun's gravity is increasing and overpowering all the other planets, and all the planets are losing their own gravity as it's being pulled away from it by the sun. You know, it sounds like you're a scientist, Joe Hollywood. Are you studying science? Thank you for sharing that. All the planets are also going through global warming. Yeah, see, I don't know if I believe in global warming so much. I think that's another way to make money. So patents, that's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion too. Maybe that's not neutral, but I'm going to say that. So patents since 1974 about synthetic telepathy, which is brain-to-brain communication. And so a computer network interprets brain waves and signals which can project holographic images. Now, we spoke about holograms, and we spoke about their photographic projection, three-dimensional images formed by the interference of light beams through laser. Now, it seems like what's going on here is it's almost like it's kind of like we're living in a sci-fi movie right now, aren't we? We're really living in a sci-fi movie because all these crazy things are going on. I mean, I'm saying crazy, maybe crazy isn't the right word, more advanced. You know, there's these TikToks out there that are in the shape of a tic tac, and they're by the black projects, and our government has these special projects, and they are able to move in all these odd directions, and they're like spaceships. We want to say, are they UFOs? There are, robots being made. And, I read about it the other day. There's a robot that wants to have a family and have her own child, and her name is Sophia. There are these clone centers. They've been cloning humans since 2013. I mean, should I keep going? It's all these, everything that we've seen in science fiction movies is actually real. So these patents for synthetic telepathy, a computer network interprets human brain waves, which can project holographic images, like I said, virtual reality, mental impressions, and sounds. And so hypnotic suggestions, hallucinations, mind wiping, and they can read self-talk and internal monologue. Now, they've said that we have like Big Brother. They've said that they can watch us through our televisions or our phones, and that's what the phone is for, actually, to keep tabs on us. And every time you like something, you're sharing exactly what your interests are. And we say, oh, we're going to be complacent. Who cares? It doesn't affect us. But I'm sorry to say, eventually, if someone has a purpose of doing something, it's going to affect us. Just like this brain chip. This brain chip, I wonder if that's synthetic telepathy. This AI, this artificial intelligence. Do I think that we should go in that direction? Absolutely not. I'm all about organic. I'm about organic food, organic living, natural. I mean, technology. I believe that we can actually telepathically speak to each other if we work on this. If we collectively work on speaking with our minds, trusting our emotions and our feelings, we don't really need technology. That's what I believe. Summer weather in October in Colorado. Long summer. Oh, wow. Colorado's beautiful. So I believe that for me, I believe that it's really, it's very important that we speak about some of these topics because we become more aware. And it's like we go down this rabbit hole, like we're Alice, and we go down this rabbit hole, and then it leads us to something else and something else and something else and something else. But then we come back up and we surface. Now, you know, we can sit here, and the reason why I bring up some of these topics is to become more aware. And I don't know if you're getting this information anywhere else. And, I know that there's many YouTubers that are sharing a lot of really valuable information. And so I'm here now. And probably my purpose here is I'm all about light. I'm all about being optimistic. I'm all about speaking of hope. Since I was a baby, I would wake up and every day was a new day for me. And if I had a bad day the day before, I'd say, today I wake up and I brush myself off and I keep going. And that's why I'm really optimistic about life. And that's why I believe, and I say, light on the horizon. I say, I'm looking through a window. It started with these dreams. And through the window, I would see the sunrise and I'd see the beautiful glowing light coming off the sun that was radiance. And it would immediately, when I see a sunrise, it would spark light in my heart. And so that's why I say that. Now, I don't know if that works for you. I don't know if light on the horizon works for you, but if you want to say that the idea of light on the horizon, it means beyond your vision, a difficult situation will improve. And maybe you're going through a difficult situation right now. But I'm going to tell you right now, the more you tune into yourself, your feelings, your emotions, your five senses, which we're going to get on to psychic phenomenon, then the more clear you're going to be. You're going to be able to decipher between your thoughts and someone else's thoughts. Like I say, if you're empathic, you go into a space, you imagine light around you. And if you're feeling down, you want to go to love in your heart during the day, before you go to sleep. And that's how we're going to get through some of this stuff. Because you know what? It takes time and you have to be patient. And you know what? What happens during the time that you're patient? You learn, you have lessons, you discover more about yourself. Now, maybe you have an imprint from trauma within you. Maybe you had something happen so horrible to you in the last few years or yesterday, or maybe 20 years ago, and you can't shake it. And it breaks you down. And maybe there's an anniversary about it, comes back around. Maybe you had a loss, or maybe there's something tragic. I'm suggesting that you look right at it and get through it. Because the pain isn't going to go away by running from it. The pain is only going to go away or lessen by dealing with it. So this imprint that you have on you from whatever happened, this trauma imprint, you can release it. How do you release it? You can write about it. You can speak about it. You can embrace it. You can just hug it. Like I say, anything that's bothering you, if it's fear, if it's evil, if it's trauma, hug it. Just embrace it and love it. And then make it part of you. Because when you are putting it over there, you're dividing yourself. You're not whole. You're dividing yourself. And you can't get to your destiny because you're not whole. Let's be the whole we were when we were born on this new earth, Gaia. All right, so healing power. We all have that. Like we have personal power. We can heal ourselves. We have the ability to heal our emotions. We have the ability to heal our bodies. You know, when we get sick, do we get sick in that very second we cough? No, we were already sick. It's being sick is a symptom of something else. Maybe it's a symptom of a thought that you had and it just magnified. Maybe it was that you were more vulnerable and you came in contact with a germ and now you're sick. But usually it's after, it comes later. People don't come down with these tragic diseases that minute that they discover and they're told. They've had it within their system. So let's be preventative. Let's have a preventative way of thinking. Let's believe in ourselves more. Let's trust ourselves more. Let's love ourselves, because nothing can harm us if we love ourselves. Let's think good thoughts. Let's visualize happiness and light and the sun shining on us. And let's work on our intuitive skill set. Let's consider we have a clear sense that we can master. Now, I've shared with you that I'm a clairvoyant. Now, is there proof of that? Do we have proof right here? Maybe I don't have physical proof like this pair of glasses, but there's proof when I meet someone and I tune in and I speak of them and I have no way of knowing them. It's information I'm receiving from another source about who they are and their personality and what they like, and maybe the most important issue that they're having. So are you a clairvoyant? And how do you become a clairvoyant? Well, you have some kind of clairsense. You are either a clairvoyant, you are either clairempathic, you have clairaudience where you can hear beyond the walls of the room, you can hear another realm, another reality, maybe remotely you're receiving sounds from another location. Maybe you're able to tune into someone's emotions or their ideas and their thinking. There's so many possibilities. And so as we together work on some of these exercises, and we've practiced, have you been practicing? Have you done one of these alone in quiet space? It's been a sender or receiver. I'm going to practice this with one of my friends probably later today. And we're going to practice this, and we're going to go into 2 different locations, and we're going to see how good she's become at receiving information, how good she's become at receiving impressions. So what are impressions? Impressions are charged impulses. So an impression would be an image, a mental image, a sound, a symbol, maybe a premonition, a indication like an alert. And so it's going to come through to you like maybe you're going to see a tree, or you're going to see water, or you're going to see an animal. Maybe you're just going to know the characteristics of someone's personality. Maybe you'll hear from one of their loved ones who's passed away, or an angel will come and visit you. There's so much exciting experiences to be attained through psychic phenomenon. So maybe you'll tune into a stranger. This is very, advantageous because when you tune in and you become more and more able to do this, you realize that it really can help you in certain situations. Let's say you're going for a job and you tune into the person. You might know exactly what they're looking for before they tell you. You might be able to, if you're not thinking of your thoughts, because we want to take away any critical reasoning. When we tune in, what are we doing? We're quieting our mind. We're letting out a breath. We're saying, I'm going to have patience. We're releasing any thoughts. And we are taking away any doubt. So if you have doubt, it's not going to help you. And you're not thinking. You're just saying, what do I feel? What do I sense? Maybe that's a good way of explaining it. What do I feel? What do I sense? So what do I feel? What do I sense? That's what you're going to do when you tune in. Then the impressions are going to come. So you're going to want to have a piece of paper close by and a pen, and you're going to want to be writing it down, because they're going to come through fast, and you might not be able to write them down as quickly as they come. They're going to leave as quickly as they come into your mind. When I do a reading, I say it. I could never write it down as fast as I'm saying it. And I just say it to the person. Now, this is going to help you because you're going to start to realize what is your information and what is others. That's why I say when you're programmed in this matrix, you've been programmed in this three-dimensional reality, you really don't know what your thoughts are. You don't know where it starts and it ends. Maybe it's unconscious programming where you've heard it so many times that that's what you think is true. It's what you think, and it's not. That's why you have to go and tune inside your own thoughts and your own reality, your own wisdom. You have personal wisdom. You have this wisdom since you were born. It's just that your DNA is now coming online. You're awakening. You're awakening. And there's going to be levels to awakening, and you must have patience. And sometimes you're going to not feel so good. You're going to need to sleep a little bit more. You're going to be achy. You're not going to want to eat certain foods. Maybe you'll want to eat stuff that you normally don't have an appetite for. But you must accept yourself and love yourself. So we also did token object reading. Let's tune in. I wish I had someone else's article or possession that I could do token. I'm going to try doing that with someone this week. Now, predicting events. Have you been predicting any events lately? So what is, hey, Elsa, you saying hi to us? How are you? Little Elsa. There's her eyes. You can see her eyes. She's right there with us. So have you been predicting any events? So how do you predict events? Well, there's going to be some kind of impression that you receive, and it might be really slight. And I've had, in this past week, I've had a few times that I've been able to predict events. And so what do you do when you hear something coming through or you are notified? You get a warning. You want to act on it. You don't want to deny it. Don't have any doubt. You're receiving this information for a reason. And so maybe you want to try channeling. So you want to try channeling. And so when you channel, what does that mean? That means that you're receiving information from an outside source, and like maybe you're going to channel. I was watching this video yesterday, and this man's been channeling this extraterrestrial for 20 years. I forget his name. And I saw him on International Kevin Moore's channel, International Spiritual News Network. And he's been channeling for 20 years, and he interviewed him. Kevin Moore interviewed him. And this man was in film production, and it was very interesting. He's been channeling this extraterrestrial, and he takes on all of this extraterrestrial's mannerisms. Okay, so let's do a ball of light, and then we're going to do a visualization because time is up. So that's it. I just want to remind everyone to work on their intuitive skill set. I'm going to be adding some more exercises beyond sender receiver, ball of light, going into a trance, token object reading. And you know, the reason why I'm saying Bashar, exactly. Bashar is the extraterrestrial. Yes, you're absolutely right, Hamano. You've been around. Yes. And did you watch that video yesterday? He posted it yesterday. It was pretty interesting. And then I went on and watched some of that man's videos that he has on YouTube when he did channel. And he said that he didn't want to do it. It wasn't something like, but he was drawn to doing it, and you can learn to channel. He took classes in channeling, and then he became a channel. So, I don't know if that's what your clairsense is. I don't know if you're a channel. I don't know if you're a medium. We're all trying to discover. That's why I'm suggesting these different activities, these different ways of practicing your clairsenses, because we have to discover. It's very, yeah, very good. We have to discover exactly what we are mastering, we're capable of mastering. There's going to be one clairsense that you are capable of doing beyond any. Now, I wonder if all of us are going to be able to speak with our minds, the telepathy, mind to mind. We're making contact, we're having concentration. I wonder if we're all going to be able to do that and speak to each other that way. It's going to be very interesting when that begins, because you start to wonder, does that mean when you have telepathy that everyone's going to hear if you're saying, oh, I think that I don't like that pair of pants, like everything. Like, are you going to be able to choose which thoughts that you're sending to the person? Is it just going to be speaking without talking? I mean, I've had communication impressions that have come through from extraterrestrials. And so, I wasn't good at telepathy, but I was able to receive the information. And what were they sending me? Well, they were sending me impressions, and they came through in my mind where I saw a mental picture. And I spoke about that. It started out, it was very primitive looking little emojis of gray aliens, and then moving about, and little spaceships. And then it came to them more or less showing me situations. So they were sending me thought impressions and having thought transference by giving me a mental picture. And then they tried speaking to me. Now, I heard something one time, and it just sounded like, and I didn't understand what they were saying. And I have received telepathy from reptilians, from Andromedans, from Palladians, from all kinds of. One night, this was very interesting. I'm going to share something with you before we do the ball of light. So I go down to this boardwalk and I lay on this bench, when the sun is out. And so I laid on this bench. And I hadn't heard from the extraterrestrials in a really long time, which was probably 2 weeks. It wasn't really a long time, but it felt like a long time, because they were visiting every single night right before I went to sleep or right when I woke up. So I would see them. So they were sending me information, light codes. I want to call them light codes downloads. Now, maybe this was a memory within me, which I wonder, was it a memory within me and this was in my DNA? Or was this literally happening in this moment, present moment? I don't know. So I went down to the boardwalk and I laid on the bench and I closed my eyes and I tuned in and I sent a message. Like, I sent my location, which is Dr. Greer speaks of doing this. You send up a message straight up from wherever your location is, and you say where you are, and you ask to be communicated with. And when he does this, Dr. Greer, and he does this meditation, this group meditation, they usually get UFOs that come and visit them in that actual space. And I know of this from my friend Mujin Chow, who does this as well. And he's sent me videos. So in this particular day, I lay on the bench and I send out straight out, and I say, and I send it out. Now I imagine a portal that I'm reaching my head up into, which is this other maybe dimension. And so I'm shouting through this portal like, hey, it's Mary Amy. Are you going to come see me again? I haven't seen any of you in a really long time. I'm in Rye, New York. And I do this for a few minutes, and I'm in my mind, not out loud, in my mind. And I'm just sticking my head. I'm like, it's Mary Amy. It's Mary Amy in Rye, New York. I'm right here. And I think I even say my address. Well, that night I had hundreds upon hundreds that flashed in front of my eyes. When I closed my eyes, I saw all of them, all different kinds. And there was many species of extraterrestrials. So I'm just giving you that little information. So anything is possible. So this telepathic data between humans that we've received, it's an emotional bond. When you tune into someone, usually you should ask permission from their spirit. Now, when we first start doing this, we're not going to really understand what that means, but more advanced, when you tune into someone, you're supposed to say, is it okay if I read you? Now, when I read someone across a room, I don't necessarily do that. But if I'm really tuning into someone, like if I take their hands or I say, is it okay if I give you a reading? I ask for permission. Because that's really one of the laws of nature, to ask for permission. So I'm saying ask for permission. Okay, so let's do a ball of light, and then we're going to do a visualization, and then time is up. So let's have less ugliness in our lives. Let's consider leaving behind or accepting any anger, hate, meanness, pain, and let's embrace all of that within us. Let's allow only positivity to exist in our physical reality with thoughts, words, and actions. So if someone around you is being toxic, maybe send them away. Say, you know what? I can't really be around that. Your vibration is just too much for me. You can say that. That is not the vibration I want in my life right now. I'm trying to get to love, 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 love. Intense feeling of deep affection, enjoyment, and your liking and your passion. An unknown uploader naming himself Ivan on your YouTube uploaded real footage of gray alien on YouTube. Hybrids, those videos are still there. Real aliens. Okay, I'm going to go look at that. I think I've heard of Ivan0135. I've seen him. I've seen that name is what I'm saying. Thanks, Joe Hollywood. You're awesome. Joe Hollywood, do you do the ball of light? Hamano, do you do the ball of light? Alexandra, do you do the ball of light? So the ball of light is really helpful because we're bringing light onto this earth. We're creating energy right here in our hands. So let's put light, let's make this together. Let's concentrate, have focus. Okay? No, I love the moon. What? What is that? No, you don't do the ball of light? Okay, so we put our hands together, we rub them together, and then we feel a vibration. Now, maybe it's slight, ever so slight, but when you feel the vibration on the palms of your hands, it should get a little bit, as time goes on, it will improve. It will. So if you want to cup your hands, you want to create this ball of light in this space, in this physical reality, and you are concentrating. Now, when you're concentrating, if you have full concentration, maybe you don't want to move your hands. Maybe it's not, that's too advanced for you. Maybe you just want to hold your hands here or here. See this? Okay? Because you haven't gotten there yet, and that's entirely up to you. Because you know what? We're all here. We're light workers and star seeds, and we're shifting to New Earth Gaia right now. Welcome in the 11th hour, but we're all here together. Thanks for joining us. I'm so happy. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the ultimate ball of light energy is the Merkaba sphere. It can challenge the vibration of the entire planet. Yes, the Merkaba is a light vehicle. We can all create Merkabas. In fact, I haven't spoken about the Merkaba lately. I should bring that up tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the Merkaba tomorrow, Joe. All right, so now we have this light, ball of light right here on this with us, and we are... So I'm seeing grass in my third eye. I saw that yesterday, didn't I? I see the fence. I see a horse. First, the horse was golden. Interesting. It was the color of gold. And then it changed, and it's changing. It's changing to white and it's changing to black. Interesting. It's a changing horse. That was in that Wizard of Oz. Didn't that horses change to rainbow? Interesting. Okay, so I'm seeing a tree of berries. This is all new information. That's in nature. Okay, what else? Anything else? I see a squirrel, more nature. Is anybody else seeing anything with their ball of light? Okay, so I saw my third eye. Now I would like us to tune into what does this feel like around your hands, and is the vibration on your palms getting stronger? It's getting stronger on my hands. Okay, so we can make this ball of light bigger. But when we make it bigger, we kind of lose some of the vibration. Yes. Okay, Alexandra, good. Make your ball of light. So, I had a friend who did this, and she kind of went into a trance, and she realized that she was channeling some information. So are you channeling? So let's say we were to channel. Let's say we close our eyes and let's speak out loud what we're sensing from this ball of light in our hands, right? And maybe we can channel information. So let's see, I'm going to try channeling some information from another source with my ball of light, because this is very powerful, this ball of light. It's energy. We've created energy right here. Okay? So we're bringing more light onto the earth. So let me see if I can channel something. Let's see if I can channel another from another location information. So I'm hearing somebody ask me a question. They said, "What are you doing?" Now, I've had that happen to me before. I've had someone say, "What are you doing?" So what are you doing? So I'm going to answer back in my mind, because that's how they're going to hear me. Now they're asking me, what is it for? It's to create energy. It's to create light on this earth. And it's also to help with intuitive skill set. Why would you do that? Because I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to actually add new information, and it's what I'm supposed to do. How long am I going to do it? I'm going to do it for as long as I feel I need to. That's how long I do everything in my life. That's all they needed to know. That's what I heard. So someone was asking me out there, I don't know who it was, asking me about this ball of light. So someone tuned in. Now, I don't think I gave them interesting enough information. They just seemed like, oh, okay, bye. All right, so I'm going to put my hands back together. And I just want to say that it's really entirely up to you what you find valuable here, and what, how this, if it resonates with you. Some of what I say, you might say, that's not so interesting to me. I don't really care about that. And some of the time that's going to be the case. It's like that for me as well. When I learn about something, I hear something from someone, some of the time I'm not really wanting everything. I want some of it. And then I actually change. So for a while, maybe this is valuable for you. And then maybe you move on to another YouTuber. So anyway, I'm glad you all joined me today. And I'm going to do a visualization. And I'll be back again tomorrow at 11. Okay, so we will create vivid mental images in our mind's eye, bringing us hope, prosperity, and love. So blessings. Our intention today is to realize that you are capable of sparking the light in your heart here and now at a moment's notice. What is that light? So let's realize that your authentic self of pure love and strength. Your heart visualization begins now. So thank you. So please find a quiet space, sit or lay down comfortably. And so we want to relax. We want to just find some peace within us for a few minutes while we do this visualization. So we're going to release any tension in our bodies. We're going to maybe tense up and let go. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to release any thought attachments that we have, anything before this moment that's not serving us. We're going to let that go. And we're going to deeply inhale and exhale 3 times together on a 12 count. So let's do that together. Okay, so hopefully you're a little bit more relaxed right now. And so we're going to scan our bodies for any tension. And if we need to speak it out, we're going to let out anything that's bothering us. And now we're going to feel some quiet and we're going to hear peace within ourselves because we're quieting down our mind. We're making more room in our brain. We're expanding our awareness. So I'd like you to breathe out any old energy. And so let's imagine that you see the bright whitish light surrounding your physical body. So all around you, you have this white, bright, it's illuminating light. It's bringing radiance and it's surrounding you and it's filling all the space in the room, even beyond the walls of the room. And your eyes are closed and you're imagining that there's this light beyond your body, beyond the walls of the room. Now this light is serene, it's still, it's tranquil, and it's inviting. And you sense that this brilliant light, beautiful light is slowly covering all of your limbs externally, penetrating every pore of your cells, your skin, your muscles, your organs, and you're touched by the light. This divine light travels up through you, your feet, your knees, your legs, your thighs, your stomach, your waist, your torso, your lungs, your chest, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your chin, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your forehead, and the crown of your head. And suddenly, you feel complete relief. You have no guilt, you have no anguish, you have no pain. You're free. You feel free. And you accept this light. And you accept this new healing emotion. And a joy fills your entire being. Your spirit, your heart, your mind, you have joy. All your pain is gone. There's no trace. Your inner spirit is calm. You smile. All of your suffering is gone. All of your pain is gone. Your hurt, your fear. And you pause because there's a difference and you notice one thing. A thought is evident. How is this possible? And you realize it's a choice to be happy. It's a choice to be sad. It's a choice to be angry. And it's a choice to be peaceful. So you realize I can have a positive thought. I can have a positive intention. And you ask, how long? You want it to stay within you, your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual self. You've reached a higher self, and so this peace is within you. And you hear, as long as you want it to stay, it will remain within you. And you accept this. And you make a wish out loud, whatever that wish is that you want. And you stay in that moment of that beautiful wish and that light that's within you and beyond you. And you're going to make it permanent. I'm going to count backwards to 1 and you're going to open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I hope that we all found some light today and I'll be back again tomorrow. So today we covered the 11th hour, hollow earth, synthetic telepathy. So be conscious, be aware. I'm here for you. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so others can find us. So I'm here And I'm wishing good things for you. And I'm telling you, you're worthy. You're lovable. And keep your eye on the prize, your destiny. Crack open that beautiful glowing light in your heart and accept yourself. So I'm spinning light. Everybody have a wonderful day. Homano, Alexandra, Joe, everyone who is here today, I'm wishing you good things. So I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. Because light will bring you peace, and it will guide you. And I'm spinning light, and you're in the center, and you're making a wish. And everyone have a wonderful day on this Tuesday Matrix day. In the Matrix work week, everyone have a wonderful day. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye.